Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune INNATE, and what I'm creating for you today for the collective is a ASMR style video, of course, right? We just want to always have the invitation. You can use this however you like. But my intention, and if you're open to it, if you're open to the concepts of energy work by proxy, if you're open to communicating with your subconscious, whether you believe in this crap or you just want to use it as a guide to focus your thoughts or chew on some things, right? However fits you best, right? It's up to you. You know you best. Our intention today is to work with something I was kind of guided to, and I honestly can't exactly explain it. I even got this idea and was like, oh yeah, that'll be good for Libra season. But for some reason, I just feel very pushed to create this now. And when I get those impulses, those are usually, I should just follow them, right? So the theme is about codependency versus, we could say, a symbiotic relationship. Sometimes we confuse these. Sometimes we tell ourselves it's supportive of one another and, it works well in a way that it's like benefiting both of the individuals in the partnership, or however many are in the partnership. But a lot of times what we think is something just comfy and, I don't know, just sometimes what we think is working is really not. And if we look a little deeper, if we're open to looking a little deeper, at least with this session, at least today, I'd love for us to be able to address the subconscious levels of our codependent tendencies. Not everyone has them, but a lot of us do. And a lot of us find it kind of difficult to identify what is comfort and fun and what is actually just kind of like keeping us stuck in a certain position. I even pulled some tarot cards today to ask for more guidance or support, something I could say, and what I got was the Devil, very Capricorn, obviously, right? And about stagnation. Codependency is stagnation. And the other card I got was the Princess of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles in this deck, it's a princess with also a goat in the back, very Capricorn again. So they were kind of like mirrored or supportive of one another. There was a balance there, but one was this princess with this rolling hills behind her, a goat who had climbed to the top, this beautiful view, and the other picture was like this kind of devil dude, right, with like people in chains below the ground, or at least in a kind of desert-esque, post-apocalyptic-esque view, right? And we can just, I thought it was so perfect how these cards came out, and I just love that these fall so well into what I wanted to talk about today, and it just inspired me. So anyway, that's what our theme is. Sorry for the super lengthy intro. We're gonna address the subconscious levels and the energetic levels of our codependent tendencies so that we can have the healthiest relationships, and we can be in relationships where, whether it's friendship, business, loving, partnerships or whatever, we can grow. There's growth for both people. There's a level of independence for both people. There's independent thought. There's like, you can be so like two peas in a pod, right? Like that can be. Sorry, I'm doing weird stuff with my hands. I don't know what's going on. I'll stop. But you can be two peas in a pod, but you don't have to be like just harming one another, right? Or in relationships that aren't doing anybody any good, and it is stagnant. And the definition in spiritualism, we could say, or mysticism, the definition of evil is stagnation. So these codependent tendencies that keep us stuck and not moving forward can be such a hindrance on us. So again, sorry for the lengthy intro, but if you like these kind of teachings and you don't mind hearing me talk, in Patreon I do have a lesson tier where I talk for like a good 45 minutes or so. So this little 5-minute intro here is like, it's nothing, okay? Anyway, let's get into it. Again, I hope that was right. always 100%. But I want to keep an eye on it, right? I don't want that to come back. I don't want that to be in the seeds that I plant or cultivate moving forward, right? Okay. We've got a coconut match here, very like tropical, vacation-y, take you away, take you to another place, so you can have an experience and come back with a new perspective, feeling refreshed. Alright, so here's our little candle. Excuse me, here's our little candle for tonight. Alright, so on behalf of your and my and everyone else's highest and greatest good, in perfect comfort and perfect alignment, our intention today is support relaxation, comfort, harmonizing the energy of yourself if you're into it, or just relaxing you. And for those of you interested in receiving or working with the intention I shared with you already, the understanding and being able to recognize codependent nature to instill healthy habits, supportive, independent habits, thought patterns, confidence, confidence in your own ability to be so whole, to be so complete, all on your own. I know it's scary sometimes and lonely, but it can be. It can be so perfect. It is, because you are, right? But if there is relationships in our lives that we need to remove these codependent and like neediness kind of like impulses around, let's allow those relationships to transform so that they're more supportive for both individuals or all the individuals. And I think I'm going to add this to a playlist that I'm going to create that's just for relationship stuff, because there's so many levels to healing, healing, self-development that benefit our relationships. I'll just share with you, I guess. And if you have an intention that you'd like to set for yourself, please just have a look at this flame, this little candle, this little passageway, this little doorway, this keyhole, this portal, this mailbox, whatever you want to picture, and send your intention into the flame. Say it in your head, say it out loud, write it with your finger up in the air, whatever feels good. Okay? I'm gonna keep this candle here for a sec. Actually, it's probably not a good idea. These are dragon's blood incense cones. Cones. So, we're using this dragon's blood incense all around you to begin to release any hooks, any like clinginess within you too, whichever direction they're coming or going. But to untether, not release like it's gonna float away, but just untether. Specifically, this stagnation of dependency. We're just going to sweep this, blow this all through the aura here. Especially go towards, pardon me, the sacral area and the solar plexus area. So I'm just focused there, fanning the smoke through. And I'm going to go all the way down to the roots and up, just for good measure. And I'm going to go around the back, through the shoulders, back of the neck, back of the head, around the kidneys, around these areas where fear, anxiety can harbor, releasing, scrubbing, we could say. Dragon's blood is pretty punchy. Down the back of the legs, down the knees, past the knees, past the calves, around the heels, under the feet, up through calf, knee, thigh, around the hips. Shoulders, down the arms. In the armpit, kind of inner body, inner arm, through there, the other side, through that space, and then just between the legs, respectfully. Okay. We do have a lot of crystals to share with you, actually. First, we're going to use this salt. Kind of a similar intention here as the dragon's blood, the purification. But this one focused with mineral, with salt, with earth, with rock. Focusing on the more physical. If this smoke was addressing the kind of mental, cognitive, subconscious, the mind concepts, and the energetic field as well. Love for this intention to work more now with the physical. The physical obstacles, the physical fears. We're just focused on kind of purifying. Forgive the word. I don't love the word purify. I'm just stuck on using it today, I think. The reality, the density, the day-to-day. this is not to affect your relationships in any way other than just helping you be more sovereign in your relationships, which in turn does affect the dynamic, of course, when one person brings another flavor to a relationship, a partnership of any kind. The dynamic inevitably must shift. But this isn't about cord cutting, this isn't about releasing, this isn't about dictating what's right and wrong for you. It's more of an empowerment and an opportunity to address these issues. Sorry, my sinuses are kind of making a funny noise. I'm sorry, I'll try to control it somehow. So here I have a mixed stone, a composite stone with some epidote. This is some green epidote. And this is a ruby in, ruby in zoisite with some blue kyanite too. These are just good for healthy relationships, communicating, working together, speaking from the heart. Then I have this cute it's like a little Barbie tuna or something. A Barbie steakhouse edition. Hibachi place. It's a little, I don't know what kind we would say. I guess you could call it a seer stone or partially polished rhodochrosite. Very good for heart work, as in your soul work, as in what's most important to you and your soul and your experience, which can become stifled when we're too comfortable, when we are unmotivated, when we don't want to rock a boat, So it's nice to connect and use something if you're open to it, or just chatting about it. It's a cutie, right? This is a agate. I don't know what it is, like a pink agate. Pink and gray. It's kind of a big piece. And a practice you can do with your partner, if you have one, or a friend. It doesn't have to be romantic. But you can work on your detachment with them, work on wishing them well by just thinking of sending them an intention, or lighting a candle for them, or one of my favorite methods, just sitting and doing what I call sending them pink. Pink just happens to be one of those energetic colors that's so supportive, and it is independent, and it is, compassionate. It is about the self, but it is about the self in a way of like whatever you need, and like sharing, and I don't know, I guess I'm not finding the best words here. But you can just envision, your person that you're thinking of covered in pink. Just like sending them pink, sending a pink cloud or cotton candy to them, wrapping them up in it. And this isn't, oh, this is pink so you make more money, or this is pink so you learn how to work on yourself. So it's not like that. It's like an energy gift card for whatever they might need, whatever might be best for them at that time in their life. And it shouldn't be about you. It shouldn't be about you or what, them getting better or support would benefit you. It's just for them. The best relationships I've had are the ones that when I got to a mind frame where I was like, I'm okay walking away from this. I'm okay when this ends. I'm okay appreciating the moment. I'm okay knowing that sometimes people outgrow each other. And that's not to say so that we do, right? Or so that we walk out. But it just kind of creates freedom. It creates a healthy, like non-attached, but attached with love, but not attached like, got my claws in you kind of thing. And that freedom is like heaven, that freedom is what we all want. Deep down, that's why we want money, that's why we want to be loved and supported, so that we can feel a sense of freedom, if you will, right? To go anywhere and do anything and have the experiences we've signed up for. So this stone just reminds me of that, sending them pink. Really pretty pink Lemurian quartz here that I know a lot of you really feel connected to also. I've seen some nice comments. This was from Monk and Moon, but yeah, anyway, it's a pink Lemurian quartz. It has this beautiful keyhole on the side here. Little markings on this side as well. And I really brought this out for that Lemurian, is it not ideology, but for those who work with Lemurian energies, a lot of it is kind of warrior, a lot of it is your mission, your purpose, right? And if the partner you have doesn't support what your purpose is, if they try to keep you small, and it's not because they're malicious most of the time, right? But if you find you even too, right, like trying to keep someone small, trying to not move forward because then what might happen to the relationship, right? It's just not a great space. Everyone has to grow, everyone has to follow their heart. And a great relationship will allow you to do that together. Maybe even what were Chloe and I talking about? The power couple vibes, whatever, all that stuff. So we're going to focus with this just now with the intention of keeping that empowerment within us, keeping our mission right in our minds, right on the surface. Then we hear it. We hear our mission through our desires, through the wants, the experiences that present ourselves as things that we want to experience in our minds or that come to us as well throughout the day or days. So the intention as I channel, as I focusing here through the eyes, but washing through the entire energetic form of staying rooted, staying grounded, staying tethered to yourself, staying tethered to your purpose, your mission, your happiness, your truth. Being able to express that, being able to explain that, being able to ask for support with it should you need, to accept, receive everything that will support you on that path, on that mission. To never lose sight, or to contact with who you are. The things that inspire you, the things that motivate you, the things that really get your blood going, your excitement, your energy up. Nights on the couch are great. I love nights on the couch sometimes, but if that's the whole thing, I'm not knocking it, don't get me wrong, I'm sorry, but are you hyping each other up? Are you encouraging? Are you growing together? Not like rooted down together. Are you growing together, you know? I feel this way, of course, about friendships, like I said. I love my friends who hype me up, who celebrate me, and I can celebrate them. I'm seeing like a big fire, like a bonfire. Camping, something like that. A party. Party in the woods, you know I'm from Jersey. Almost done with the crystals, but I brought out this stunning green, mostly green, rainbow fluorite. There's some purple. But I brought this out specifically for that double termination, the flow, the back and forth, the seesaw. I broke a nail. The seesaw, the movement, the structure, the support, the growth, the plan, the projection, like projecting into the future, planning, understanding what we do today means so much for our tomorrow and our 6 months from now and our 5 years from now. And I'm always thinking, what can I do to make things better for future me? And our relationships are so much a part of that. So much a part of that. So we're going to focus on working with the hemispheres of the mind, and just channeling through, swirling in gently to stimulate the left brain, the balance. So pretty. And the right. We'll just focus on the balancing, the harmonizing between the left and right hemispheres of the mind. Your masculine, your yang, your feminine, your yin, your intuition, your logic, your drive and your outward force, and your rest, and your time for reflection and processing. When we feel whole, when we feel balanced, that neediness that we feel regarding others, it's really much less of an issue. Much less. Almost dare to say non-existent. So let's just channel through, focusing on the mind, but again, continuing, unfolding, flowing through your entire being. Stabilizing your inner structures, like encouraging your mind, your thoughts, your inspiration, your flashes of insight, your heart communication to come forward, to be clear, to be perceived by you and understood. and rooted in what you require, what you demand of this experience, you know? I don't mean demand in relationships, but boundaries, yeah. Needs must be met, yes. And we need, in this case, right, to grow. We need an open sky. We need fertile ground to plant our roots, or to travel, or propagate and move, or roam. Whatever you picture, whatever feels good. These gorgeous clear quartz points here. So pretty, right? And we're just gonna focus with these. Wait, left, right. Hi, brain. So, left, yeah. Right, okay, there we go. So we've got these. They're kind of like this, I guess. We just want to focus on flow, on movement, on balance, releasing what needs to be released, receiving all you require. And if you happen to have, they don't have to be this big, but if you happen to have some terminated stones or clear quartz, you can place one in your receptive hand pointed in, like that, and one in your dominant hand pointed out, like that, and sit with the intention of connecting with flow. Focus on your breath, in and out, in and out, and just allow your energy move and process. Alright, so I have some vetiver. I'm just gonna focus on kind of just sending this frequency, this associated intention of purity, of refresh, of like easing the depressive nature as well, because I think with codependency often, and I'm not trying to project here, but I think that there can also be a level of depression, kind of something similar to depression, kind of like sneaked in a bit. So much so that even thinking of like looking at the situation might cause depression. The thought of making changes, you know. And then the lavender. For comfort and ease. Combination of these two have a kind of like soapy smell, like very fresh. Alright, I'm just gonna do some channeling. I'm seeing a lot of magenta over here. Just going to channel through holding images, visuals, symbols, characters, stories in the mind, in the body, in the feelings, and channeling through from the universe. The support of, yes, like healthy, balanced, great relationships that inspire us, that motivate us, that make us be our better selves, that help us to be our best selves, or just our constantly developing selves. Waking up to the stagnation, waking up to the day after day and feeling like we're not really getting anywhere. I'm not trying to make this about productivity, right? That's not what I mean. Although for some of us, maybe that's laced in. Seeing holly leaves. Seeing a boardwalk. It almost looks like Atlantic City to me, but I haven't been to every boardwalk. Seeing like a safari, even like a Carol Baskin kind of zoo type thing, you know? Not that specifically, but like big cats. Okay. This independence as well falls over and like inspires others. It gives examples of what healthy relationships can be like. So it does so much more. It has such a bigger ripple than we even know, is what I mean to say. So just fluff out the aura. Like I said, I'm gonna do a series on different topics and relationships, not all at once. Just as I feel inspired, I'll make a playlist. Call through confidence, call through independence, call through trust that becoming who we're meant to become is there, you know, it's there. Something that's just coming up, and I'll leave with this. Sometimes these situations happen. How do I say this? Because we have our own timeline that we want things to happen by. So we kind of like suck in what we think we need and attach to it. And really it's not in the state, at least, that's getting us to where we want to be, or that's supportive, rather. Doesn't have to get us there, but supportive of where we want to be and what we want to do and what we want to fulfill. But we kind of like think we want something, so we kind of start to mess with the timeline and we attach, and then we end up kind of getting stuck sometimes, right? So I'll just leave that. Well, I thank you so very much for allowing me to share a little piece of your path tonight. It's truly my honor. I must give a special thanks to those of you in the Patreon community. Thank you so much. I love you. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Really, can't thank you enough. As well as the people I've been so very fortunate to connect with through our distance classes. It's such a treat for me. Thank you so much for those of you who have chosen to work with me. Again, it's such an honor. And I'm just so grateful for everyone here, all of you, even, of course, just the YouTube community as well, whatever. I really appreciate all of it. It's all so beautiful to me, and I'm grateful. So, here we go. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine within you, within me, to the magic, the connection, this unexplainable energy that somehow we're all connected through, right? And just thank you so much again. Much love to you, and namaste.